This is Winging It, the somewhat whimsical, certainly whirring, decidedly wonky, seldom weighty, endlessly well-intentioned and wildly witty show about music where one knows what's coming and the other doesn't. This happens in between both proper to ensure you can spend anywhere from 15 to 180 minutes with us every week. So Winging It, what we do is it's, no music. We don't do any of that. We just chat, and we chat about a variety of things. This one is kind of well-known, an interesting topic, and I'm revisiting it because there's some on here you may not know, and you may know of others. So I thought it could be fun. And I know that you wait for these, David. These are your favorites because you have 0% prep. You just have to show up and respond.
Right, and it sounds as if this is this a subject we've touched on before?
No.
Of sorts? Okay.
Not really, but it's a well-known topic that's come up. And if we think about it, it's been talked about a few times, but it's been a while since we brought it up. And it is lip syncing.
See, well-known and no prep, it's a dream team.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Lip syncing.
Yes. Artists that are known to lip sync. Yes. How do you feel about artists lip syncing? So they want to put on a great show. They want to make it flashy. They want to do all that kind of stuff, but there's no way they can do what they do, they say, and put on a great show for you and do all the dancing and the acrobatics and everything. What say you to that?
Well, that's the thing. If you're, putting on this acrobatic dancing display or anything like that, to actually be able to have the proper breath control to sing, I mean, that's asking an awful lot. And, especially these performers get a little bit older, and it's virtually impossible to do both at the same time. It's one thing for a music video, though, but you really don't want to go, I don't know, you want to go see a great show, but do you really want to see them not actually performing? I don't know the trade-off there. So I'd almost rather not know. I'd almost rather be ignorant of it. As stupid as that sounds.
Yeah, I don't want to be ignorant. Here's the thing: if I'm going to pay all that money, I want to hear you fucking sing. I don't need to have you dancing around the stage. What I want to hear is what I hear on the albums, or why am I even here?
And I can understand that too. Lip syncing. It's fake. Of course, some of them use a, quote, performance track, which is basically,
lip syncing.
Yeah, lip syncing. They're singing whatever they can do while doing whatever the hell, living out a music video on stage. I don't know. I wouldn't want to know that it was going on, but I wouldn't want to dig too deeply into it just in case, it was a great performance. I don't know.
Well, so I guess here's the thing. A lot of people do have the expectation that those people are going to sound in person exactly like they do on the album. And do I think they should? I do, or even better. My goal when I go on stage is always to sound better than I do on the album. Now, it's not always possible. I could,
especially not, no.
I mean, I don't sound, I'm not affected the way that I am on the album, right? I don't have all the nuances, but I want it to sound as good, if not better. I want you to feel it. And if I'm lip syncing or pretending to sing, you're not going to hear. What you're going to hear is what you hear on the album. And then why did you fucking just pay to see me live?
Well, I would rather see, because a lot of sounds cannot be recreated live. A lot of singers can do things in a studio, for example, that they cannot do on stage, understandably. Like Robert Plant, even back in the 70s, he was not singing the songs on stage the way they were in the studio. But what they did was they did variations on the songs. They did extrapolations on the songs. They turned them into something else that was as good, if not better. So I think that would meet your lofty criteria and still would not involve any fakery or any tapes. But, so they could do that. I'd rather that than... I mean, if you can't sound like you did on the record, that's fine. But do something else, rather than just play a tape. So I'd prefer not to know, but if I know, it ruins it.
Yeah, I think you should want to know. I think everyone should want to know. Am I paying $250 to go see somebody who's lip syncing? If so, then I'll save my money and I'll listen to you at fucking home. If I'm going to have you do the same thing, the point is to be in that raw moment, right? To be with that voice, and it's not going to be exactly like it is on the album, and they may do something a little different. Even though you've heard that song 600 times, that doesn't mean it's going to sound exactly the same, but it is live.
Yeah.
Live, you're going to see live music. I'm not going to see people pretend to play live music. So I don't want to pay $250. I don't want to pay $300. I don't even want to pay $50 to go see somebody fake it. And there's a lot of people that have or do. I mean, obviously, most notably is Millie Vanilli, right?
Well, yeah.
We know that they did it, and they tried to stow everybody.
Is that documentation there? Or is that
Yes.
actual records? Because there's a lot of innuendo. Oh, well, people say they're lip syncing here. Madonna lip syncs. Paul Stanley lip syncs. But
Paul Stanley should lip sync.
There's a lot of hubbub about that on the never-ending Final Kiss tour because it was put off for years by the pandemic.
Or they could have just not done it.
Has not. Of course, they got to do it. They got to say goodbye to the fans.
Yeah, they should have said goodbye virtually.
Well, they did 20 years ago, actually.
That was perfect.
And they're back.
And, yeah, no.
But people say Paul Stanley is using tapes, but the thing is...
He sounds horrible when he isn't.
If he had tapes, wouldn't he have better tapes than that? No, he wouldn't have tapes that sounded like the studio records. Nobody would buy it, but he could have tapes from somewhere in between that would fool anybody. But I think he sounds so, I don't know, worn and...
he sounds terrible.
War-weary that it must be real.
Yeah, I mean, they're not part of this list. There are a lot of people on this list that may surprise you. I mean, one that would not surprise you is Britney Spears.
Doesn't surprise me too much.
Because she actually can't really sing. I mean, if you ever hear her try to sing, it is really not good. She's very affected in the studio, and that's, I think, another thing. And again, as a singer, and I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but as a singer, I'm very picky about this. You can tell that's me singing live and me singing on the CD. You can't tell that that's Britney singing live and Britney singing on the CD. Anytime you've heard her, it's horrendous. That's why she should lip sync, but if you're going to lip sync, you should say it. People paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go see her in Vegas, and she lip synced, and she danced like shit. And she's a great dancer, but she just dialed it in. So, I mean, you can say you saw Britney Spears live, but she did lip sync because she wasn't in shape enough. And I get it. It's very tough to be in shape enough to do all that dancing, even shittily, and sing shitty. So, yeah, I mean, being a shit singer and a shit dancer is tough, but she can dance. She can't sing. So, but she has done it many times. And they say she always lip syncs in part of the audience, in front of a live audience. And part of the reason they think that is, doing the dance routines. But the other thing is there's times where the track is playing and her lips aren't moving. And you know that there is no way she's singing live. And she sounds exactly the same live as she does on the CD that I've listened to 4 or 5 times. Come on.
Which doesn't sound like a real person,
Yeah, no.
Baby, can't you see I'm calm, man? I mean, the auto-tune makes it sound like, wow.
Yeah.
And she can be great on songs, but it isn't really her. It's the song. But she, they can make it all work, but she's a product pretty much, except for she can dance,
She can when she wants to, but this,
there you go.
But
when
this
she
is
wants
what
to.
she was doing. It was lazy and it was sloppy during the Vegas thing. Even her manager said it's really hard for a singer to sing for an entire show while performing dancing. Yeah, we all knew she was lip syncing. Thanks for confirming it, buddy.
It would be better to see a band and a singer not dancing, just singing,
Yeah.
I mean, Britney Spears, if she had a voice like the others, like Pink and Miley Cyrus and them, sing and rock, that would be good with a band,
Absolutely.
But
I would say what you did in the videos was great. Dancing in the videos was very cool. I don't expect you to do that because I want to hear you sing, but we know she can't sing. So I'm not surprised that she lip syncs, and I've seen, just watching any videos of her, you can see she lip syncs. And when she doesn't, it's bad.
I think perhaps a pal of hers is going to show up on this list someplace.
We'll see. Victoria Beckham.
Really?
Yeah, well, she actually...
Not Posh Spice.
She can't sing. She absolutely can't sing. So they said, that many people have claimed that her solo lines on the albums were hardly heard because the other girls sing over her because she can't sing. And she admitted that, yes, she took the path to lip syncing, that the reason behind it was the producers would turn off the mic and let the other girls sing. Thus, she had to lip sync an entire concert. So she said it wasn't her choice, but that sucks. So she sucks so bad that they would just turn her mic off. So she's just a pretty face, and she is lovely, but not a lot of those people sing super good. The Spice Girls are like a 4 out of 10 for talent vocally.
I'm not saying a word.
Think about it.
No.
Think about Lady Gaga and then think about your Spice Girls vocals. Yeah, not the same.
Apples, oranges.
Right. Thank you. Exactly.
No. Apples, oranges means, not day and night, but apples and oranges. I mean,
yeah, they can't sing, she can.
Victoria is, as far as I'm assuming that the solo stuff you hear on the record is actually her, is the least impressive vocalist of the group for sure.
None of them can really
she's
sing.
Not,
They're about
she
a 4.
Really I think some of them have terrific voices. I
4.
think. Come on, Melanie C can sing.
She might get a 5. Yeah, she can't.
And Emma, baby, come on, Emma Bunton can sing.
Yeah, no. Let's watch some live concerts. I'll tell you right now, it's probably mostly lip syncing.
So you're telling me that whether when they were as 4 or 5, that they were all singing live except her? Wow.
Well, they would turn down her
very
mic.
selective lip syncing.
Well, because she sucks.
Wow.
So that sucks. But it's it happened. It happened, and this one is probably surprising because, and I know you don't like her. But let's just think about it. It's probably surprising because she can actually sing live. And she's sung live before. But she has definitely been caught in lip syncing, and that is Beyonce. So the scandal happened when she was performing at the inauguration of Barack Obama in 2013. They said she was lip syncing. Now, I watched that video, and I think she probably was. Unfortunately, many fellow singers defended her, while some even condemned her for lip syncing the performance. And after a few months, she admitted to lip syncing during the inauguration performance because she said that there are many intricate dance routines and they take a toll on her, and it becomes challenging to sing perfectly in front of a live audience. Then stop dancing. Just sing. I don't understand it.
Did you say the inauguration of Barack Obama?
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that freezing-ass cold day?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Washington, D.C., it's January. Of course it's cold. But
you can still sing.
Yeah, but they have that
That's
trouble.
not what she said. That's not why she said she didn't do it.
Well, I mean, they have that trouble in
She just wanted to be
Times
perfect.
Square.
She said she wanted to be perfect that day. That's why.
Oh.
So she made the last-minute decision to lip sync so that she could perform the best for the president.
I'm wondering, do you remember if Yo-Yo Ma was faking it too or something? Because I think he might have been finger syncing, playing his cello, because the freezing-ass cold kept throwing the cello out of tune. So it was all for show, I think. Same thing with Beyonce.
I don't know.
Vocal cords frozen. They have that problem in Times Square on New Year's Eve sometimes. They have a lot of heat blasted on them, which they certainly could have done. And I know you said it wasn't because of
That's
the
not
cold.
what she said. She just wanted to sing her best. Well, she didn't sing her best. She lip synced. So that's unfortunate. It's too bad. I mean, if you're Britney Spears and you lip sync, or if you're Victoria Beckham and you lip sync, I almost get that. But then you shouldn't really be a singer. But if you're Beyonce and you actually do have talent, even if you don't like the way she uses it, she can actually sing. She just sings. She's stylized.
I guess maybe in this day and age, one questionable performance, everybody's going to pounce all over it and spread it all around and say, look, Coach can't sing anymore, blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing, and that can be really damaging. Like, you want for the big event, and that's a big event. Not everybody gets to do that, obviously.
That's true.
You want to be really good. Like, let's say Lady Gaga at the Oscars. If she was not up to that Sound of Music medley, it would have been deadly, because everybody was watching, and it, cemented her in many people's minds as a phenomenal vocalist. But maybe Beyonce was worried about that, about the fallout from it, the effect it would have on how people perceive her as a singer.
Well, now they think she lip syncs, so that's not good
I was
either.
hoping they wouldn't find out, of course. But
of course. And now that we're on the topic of Lady Gaga, she is an excellent example. She both sang live and danced like no one's business on the Monster Ball tour. If you can do that, great. If you can't, pick one. Be a great dancer or be a great singer. But I don't need you to be both if you can't do both. I get it. She pulled that shit off. I've never seen anything like that.
And that is, and of course, they're very, very busy productions, those kinds of, Lady Gaga. I mean, it's like a lot of artists today. It's a music video on stage.
Yep.
And that usually will push you into one direction of dialing down this or the singing. But not Lady Gaga, though. She has such strength, physically and as a vocalist and everything that I guess she could do it. But
she's disciplined,
yeah.
And that's the same thing with Pink. Pink sings and is very physical on stage. you know, doing different things, not to the level of Lady Gaga, who's doing all of her very detailed sequence dancing from all of her videos that everybody recognizes and singing insanely well. But I just feel like you need to figure out what it is. And if you are there and people are there to hear you sing, great. If you're going to be a dancer, then don't sing. Let me see you dance.
Yeah.
I think Britney would have been a great video dancer.
Yeah, Britney is no Pink, put it that way.
No, Pink is an incredible vocalist, and she's a beast. I love her voice. I wish I had her voice. Well, here's one you may be familiar with. Ashley Simpson.
Oh, I remember that. I was very upset about that afterwards, not because I cared whether she was singing or not, but the way people were treating her.
It was horrible.
I mean, it's shameful. Even if somebody's faking it, you shouldn't treat them like they did her.
So
razzing her in public, I mean...
Well, they did that to Millie Vanilli. People were horrible to Millie Vanilli. That guy killed himself.
Oh, I forgot that. Isn't it terrible?
Yeah, horrendous. He killed himself. They tried to come back and sing with their own
real.
voices.
Yeah. Wow.
He ended up killing himself.
Wow.
So they got it worse. They had to give their Grammys back. They had to...
Yeah, that was hard to top,
Yeah, so, I mean, everyone was brutal, and it felt justified being brutal because they had duped us. Well, she went on Saturday Night Live, which is a coveted spot. I would die to be on Saturday Night Live, and she lip-synced?
Yeah.
That was pretty offensive because that's where you're the rawest, is on SNL.
And it's not at all uncommon for people to go on Saturday Night Live and not be particularly impressive,
Nope.
but they're genuine. I mean, very few people's best performances are done on SNL.
I think it's a nerve-wracking situation, and I get it, but yeah, you're right.
But, I mean, you get to see them really live, and almost everybody's played on there at some point over the years, and it's been great to see. I mean, you have Iggy Pop and Meatloaf, and everybody's been on there.
Yeah, and you're right. They're not always stellar performances, but they are real.
Yeah.
And they may not be indicative of what they would do in concert, but you know what? They are real, and they're authentic, and they are live.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to get. I mean, people are going to be up and down, She was supposed to sing the track Autobiography, but started to sing another song, and she tried to manage a situation with her dance moves.
Oh.
And we're not stupid.
Oh, that sounds awful.
And she bolted off stage. And she said, yes, I lip sync, but said a million things about why she did. And you know what? It doesn't even matter the fact that you did it. Now it ruins it. Now, I mean, all these people who have either admitted to it, I don't want to see them live. I don't trust a fucking thing they're doing. And I'm not wasting my money. Not that I would waste my money on most of these people anyway. But this one shocked me. Jennifer Hudson. I love her voice. Her voice is so crazy. But here's what she said. So Jennifer Hudson says she agreed to... She said she lip-synced because the game producer, Ricky Minor, confirmed that he asked her to lip-sync because it was her first performance after the tragic murder of her family in 2008. And the star wanted to give the best performance, so it was decided to take the lip-sync route. Now, that's tough because coming back out after such a huge tragedy... You may not be giving your best performance, but even if your voice is shaky or you cry or something, again, there's that authenticity. Or maybe just don't take the gig. Maybe you're not ready. So I don't know. I mean, I know that seems kind of harsh, but so a lot of people have also claimed, and I hope this isn't true, but I don't know, that Whitney Houston lip-synced the performance of the national anthem in 1991 at the Super Bowl.
Really?
They said that after she died. That is one of my favorite performances of the national anthem I've ever seen in my life, and it looked like she was doing it live. She was sweating and everything. That would be very disappointing.
That could just be talk because it's really hard with a performance where you can see them as well as you can see someone singing the national anthem. It's very hard to fake it so well that you don't, no matter how well you know the song, that it actually looks as if that's coming out of your mouth. I don't know. But,
it's, and it's so hard because you do perfect lip syncing when you're doing videos, right? Because you want it to look kind of like you're lip syncing, like you're singing the song then, not like you're lip syncing is what I meant to say. So people do get really good at it. Think of how many videos she did. How many times did she try to lip sync to her own music? So maybe she was a master at it. I don't know, but for me, that felt raw, and it felt so powerful, and it was so beautiful, and it was brilliantly done, and I felt so much. I was like, oh God, I hope not. But even if it was, the fact that somebody could sing like that just kills me. And I get that the stakes are high. That's why you're making the money. That's why you're the chosen person, is because you're the only one who can do it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I have heard over the years a little bit that maybe that was lip synced or whatever, but I never really, again, I never give any of those things much thought. But, of course, in a video, you could, if there's a little chink in the armor as far as the lip syncing, if it ever looks inauthentic, then they can just edit it and cut away to something else. But live, it seems like it would show, but maybe not. I don't know, because I don't sing and I don't make videos and stuff. But, yeah, I don't know.
I hate lip syncing when I'm doing videos.
We know she can sing, certainly.
Yeah. And Jennifer Hudson can sing, which is why you're like, but again, after a tragedy like that, it would be hard to rebound, and I get it, and that's your first time out, but there's going to be a first time sometime. Why not just throw all your emotion and all of your heart and everything into it? Just like Beyonce, just go for it. Even if it's not perfect, at least it's in the moment, but you didn't really sing for Barack Obama. You lip sing for Barack Obama. Yeah. So I don't know. Vanessa Williams, another person who really can't sing, unfortunately. She's a 4, 4, maybe 5, if I'm giving her a lot of credit. But apparently when she did the Super Bowl 1996, they say that she lip synced as well. She admitted that it was pre-recorded. She did. And she claimed that she did it at the request of her producer. So, I don't know. It says that, I guess the producer said, in front of a big crowd, it's hard to perform to your best. Okay, that's what they're there to do, though. Then why are we accepting it? So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't every artist face the eventuality of a big crowd if if they're really successful?
That's right. Yeah. And I will say, when I love U2, as we all know, everybody knows I love U2. But when we saw them on the tour for the anniversary of Joshua Tree, I can tell you he was not lip syncing, and it was not great.
Not Bono.
Yeah, no it was not great. He was struggling. Those are hard songs.
Yeah.
The songs on Joshua Tree are not easy songs to sing. And he tried to sing them in the same key, or he dropped it down too obviously, which again is something that you're going to have to do as you get older, but you're doing the anniversary of that, and everybody who loves it's been beloved for all these years. We remember every single intonation change, every key change, every nuance. Wow. And so to hear him come out and not hit the notes, or just not sing the notes, or just look to the crowd to sing most of the song, that's not what I paid for.
Yeah, there's a lot of that crowd singing thing, and it's like, I don't want to see too much of that.
Yeah, because you know why.
Sing the whole verse. It's like,
I'm okay with him singing a little. I mean, there's some stuff that is anthemic, and you do, but, I mean, he had us singing most of the songs, and when he did sing, it's so sad, because I know it's hard. He's been touring for years. Those are the hardest songs, but that's not what I paid for. You know what I mean? I paid to hear the songs that I loved. Yeah. So it's tough, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm just saying I paid a lot of money to see that tour.
When you play a whole album, and this has really become a thing in the last 10 or 15 years, when you play a whole album because of its anniversary, then it's different than if you just picked a song or two and threw them in the middle of your set various places.
You're
now
right.
People are playing the album in their heads.
That's exactly right.
I mean, I watched an album concert that I have on DVD, Heart, Dreamboat Annie, but then they played the whole album, but you don't have to change keys with Ann Wilson.
No, you don't.
So you can play it just like the record, except poor Nancy, was having a tough time with it. Guitar-wise, she was like, wait. You know how every guitar player goes, wait? Well, she was doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I guess I was a better guitar player back then. But it went off great, and but that would be doing an album like you two did, especially one that really
so
high
iconic.
vocals.
Yeah, the vocals were hard on that one. So I felt for him, but I was just like, oh, and I just kept looking at the people I was there with going, oh man, don't do that. Just don't. But I get it. I understand that they want to, and it's such a pivotal album, and maybe they wanted money. I don't know, 100,000 people, and you're singing like that. Mariah Carey.
No.
Yeah, she's been accused of lip syncing many times, but most notably, Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve in 2016. She was way out of sync with the music. If you saw it, it's a train wreck. I watched it. It's so bad. The vocals were playing behind her, and she was like just standing there like kind of just super upset that was happening. But she tried to joke about it. They said they should have checked with her prior to the performance. Like, it was all kinds of stuff. She claimed it was the producer. Again.
It's always the producer. Yeah.
Carey never apologized directly for the act, but she was mortified. And it was so bad. You should see it because it just keeps going, and she's standing on stage, and the music is playing, and it's her singing.
Ouch.
And she's just standing there, not even lip syncing.
You know, this thing with the producers.
Yeah, it's the producers' fault.
This is not the Secret Service. It's like they wouldn't let me do this. I mean, you know, say something comes up at the White House, the Secret Service is going to take the president whether he likes it or not.
That's right.
You know, producer is not like that. They work for you. You're the star.
That's right.
You know what? I want to do this, and, you know, however it goes, it goes.
I get
but
that
I
the stakes are high, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. What can they actually say? I hear this producer thing all the time.
I know.
Well, I can't work with this person because my producer doesn't like them. Well,
no, what that means is you don't like them, and you're using your producer to say that.
To be the heavy.
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what they're doing there. Well, my producer made me do it. Are you kidding me?
Mariah Carey. Wow.
Yeah, Mariah Carey, who actually can sing. I mean, even if you don't like her songs, she does have a voice, and she's like a multi-octave voice. Well, not so much now. She has trouble singing.
A voice
now.
Brutally squandered usually on horrendously substandard music.
Well, I get that.
I keep hearing that,
I get that.
obsessed thing. Oh, what a load of crap.
Yeah, it's too bad.
So obsessed with me.
It's too bad.
It's beneath her.
It's kind of like she did that whole sellout thing where she gave into what the music sounded like at that time instead of, like, if I go back to Vision of Love and stuff, that's the Mariah I love.
Yeah.
Like that first, I mean, that was her, and I wanted her to stay that way, but, you know, boob job came, and then I just knew it was over. It was over, you know. So Mariah Carey,
Dancy drivel, you know.
Yeah, that's where she went. And then there's Cher.
Oh.
Another major singer-performer has been accused of lip-singing. Yeah, well, in the year 2013, she went on to Ellen DeGeneres for a performance with her mother. They were promoting the album.
Sorry, with Cher's mother?
Yes, they're promoting the album that her 87-year-old mom created.
That was my next question.
Yes, the duo performed a song on the stage, but it was clear to the audience that they were lip-syncing. In the end, she said that she had to lip-sync. I'm just waiting to see if there's a producer involved.
There has to be.
The performance because her mother was battling pneumonia. And she reminded her fans that her mom was 87 and she had been working day and night to make sure the album was released. She also said that it was not a big deal. It was not as if she did it as a hobby. She had no other choice at the moment. Again, there's always a reason. If your mom's too sick to perform live, then maybe you just say, like, we can't come. I don't know. I mean, if your job is to perform live. So, again, there's no producers blamed, but pneumonia was the culprit this time. And then there's and Cher can't sing. I'm sorry. I know she's like maybe a 5 on a really, really good day. And I know she's beloved. I get it.
Uniqueness counts for a lot. Yeah.
I like the way she dresses. Don't sing. I like the way she dresses. Oh, God, she's an incredible actress. Yes. Stick with acting and being like a fashion plate. I mean, and she's uncannily like, you know, forever 42 years old. So even though she's 80 or something, I don't even know how old she is. Another person who can't sing but should just be dancing, and that's what she started off doing as a fly girl and in Living Color.
Oh, I know. Yep.
Is Jennifer Lopez.
Yep.
OMG. She cannot sing. After Beyonce's lip sync scandal at the inauguration, many singers came in her support, and one of them was Jennifer Lopez. She never directly pointed that she lip syncs, but she said that sometimes in everyone's career there's a point that they have to take a shortcut. Oh, God. I think that right there is saying...
To reschedule some dates, maybe?
I've done the same thing, and I will do it again if I have to.
I have never understood the appeal. Well, Mariah Carey, great voice, a little bit of good music and a lot of crap.
She was pretty
Jennifer
back
Lopez,
in the day.
No voice and mostly crap. You know?
Yeah, even the acting is not there, unfortunately. She should have continued to do just her dancing because she's a brilliant dancer, amazing dancer. Loved to watch her dance. Loved her as a fly girl in Living Color. But again, if you have a pretty face and you have a great body, they will try to make you into a singer because I guess that's where the money is. And that's the thing with the Spice Girls. That's the thing with the boy bands. It's the thing with all of them. They just put together people who are really, really pretty or really, really handsome. They teach them some dance moves, make some really weird songs, and then they just put them out there. And they're catchy songs, but that does, again, what they do in the studio cannot be replicated because what they do in the studio is magician work.
Yeah, that's the real, those are the real wizards today, is the producers who polish these turds.
Yep, that's exactly right. There's a lot of turds to be polished out there. And there's a lot of turds that never get the polish they need, but there's still something that is exacted upon us, like some sort of punishment. But, those are some of the people that lip sync. There are so many more. Those are just some that I pulled out. But there are so many people that have either been accused of or have outwardly said that they lip synced, but they had to.
Gee, wasn't Bieber?
Yes,
Justin Bieber. I seem to remember they call them performance tracks. They're supposed to. It backs you up. It's basically you doing exactly what you're trying to do, and whether you do yours or not doesn't matter because the performance track is there. So it's sort of to undergird themselves. But I remember there was, if I'm not mistaken, there was a video of Justin Bieber who was ill, and he was like throwing up on stage while his vocal. Now, you're a real goat and an ace when you can throw up and sing at the same time, except there was no mic near him because people don't hold the mic when they're throwing up.
That's correct.
So that was an obvious fake lip sync, but I just don't think that much of him anyway. So,
but he does have he can actually sing. Again, it's the
when he wants to.
he can sing. But again, I don't care for his music. I don't.
It's horrible.
It's just it's too bad. But there are a lot of people out there who can actually sing but have shit music, and people who can't sing who have catchy music. And we've talked about a lot of those people. Jennifer Lopez. We talked about, it's not that I don't love them, but the Spice Girls. We've talked about Cher who can't really sing. We talked about Ashley Simpson who really can't sing. There's a lot of people. Britney Spears. But they are great. They're beautiful, or they're really hot. They have great bodies. They have great personalities. They have a lot of charisma, and that gets them by. But again, if you're a singer, I'm going to listen to your singing, and if it's not up to par, I'm going to tear it apart because you're saying you're a singer. And I'm not saying I'm a great singer. I'm just saying if you're going to call yourself a singer, you should sing.
Yeah, I mean, when people are like, I'm a real big Britney Spears fan, I'm thinking, like, doesn't that really mean you're a real big fan of some Britney Spears songs? Well, I am, too.
That's correct, me too.
It isn't really her, and I mean, dancing and videos and all that stuff. Like, as I said, I give her total respect for, the poise and talent it takes to do that. You can't just grab any chick off the street and say, here, do this, and they're going to be able to carry off a whole video or a show. However, sing, she cannot, and to my knowledge, I've heard some people say she writes songs, but honestly...
I think she probably co-writes a lot of songs, or maybe, dips her toe into the water.
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't think she outwardly writes her own music, which is, it's hard to do. I don't write my own music. I write lyrics, and Bruce writes the songs.
Yeah,
I never said I could do that.
With Ascent, 2 people are writing songs. If you look at any one, whenever, I swear, Shazam any crap song you hear on the radio
There's
today.
There's 42 people.
There's like... fewer people signed the Declaration of Independence.
That's so true.
Than wrote any song that's out there today.
Yeah, and if you love it, you're
every single tick of the phony plastic beat machine was written by a different person, apparently.
Well, and you think about it, and you think, oh, well, that's so wildly popular. All those people made like 1/100th of what that song made because there's so many people that wrote the song. Then the performer, then the record company. Everyone's taking their bits. So by the time you're done, you're like, I made about $1.30 on that.
Yeah, how many people does it take to write these lyrics? It's like, I used to drink Thunderbird, now I'm drinking Hennessy. I used to have friends, now I got a lot of enemies. That's the same shit all the time. That was me.
Yeah,
no, it was not cannibalistic devil worshippers. It was just me.
What just happened? Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, I don't know. I don't know. And again, talent is in the eye of the beholder. I love Britney. I never said she was a great singer, but I like the music that she puts out. I like her videos. She dances great. I liked her when she first came out. She was super authentic. I like the Spice Girls. They're fun. They're cheeky, they're playful. I like that stuff. Very catchy. I mean,
I think their harmonies are really solid, though. I do think they can sing. Maybe Victoria's got the weakest voice, but you put them all together, and they really do sound nice.
Yeah, you could put a bunch of shit together and have them sing the right notes, and they sound like they're doing great harmony. That doesn't mean they have great voices. I mean, they're okay. I didn't say they couldn't at all. I just said they're like a 4 or 5, and that's okay. I mean, maybe I'm a 4 or 5, so, they're in good company. So, we just, I'm just trying to keep things in perspective, trying to be honest. I do love them. I mean, I do love them, but, again, spade to spade. Jennifer Hudson can sing. Whitney Houston could sing. Mariah Carey can sing. Doesn't mean they did great music, but they can sing.
No, it's incredible that they simply can't dig up any good music for these talented vocalists, but at the same time, they know perfectly well that people will buy whatever they put out.
Right. Same thing, but same with the people who have less talent, who have the catchy songs. People are going to buy whatever they put out because they love the fun. They love the catchiness.
But that's the problem I have with record companies. It's like, if you put out good stuff, they would buy that too. Mm-hmm. So why not just put out good stuff for the artistic integrity and blessing of the earth, and you'd still make lots of money.
Agreed. Apparently, we feel very strongly about lip syncing and vocal talent, and that's cool. But yeah, I think it's a very interesting topic. And if anybody wants to write in and tell us what they think about lip syncing, maybe you think it's fine to lip sync because you're thinking, look, I'm paying for the show. Mm-hmm. I'm paying for the whole show, the whole kit and caboodle, not just one aspect. I want to see exactly what I see on the videos live. But if you want to sing something and make me cry, bring me to tears, or move me, I'm in, even if it's not perfect. Mm-hmm. But I want to know. If you're going to lip sync, just let me know. And then I go, okay, I'll pay $30 for that. I will not pay $300.
It's funny because I'm such a dinosaur. It oddly enough, the old guys that I go see, it never occurs to me that they're actually going to lip sync because it's why something I don't think about much, and why I'm sitting here and going, wait, how do I feel about this? I'm actually assessing. I'm soul searching about this here on the show because
that's pretty cool.
I go see old guys all the time, but I kind of figure they're either going to sound like old guys, or some of them manage to sound like they did when they were younger, or somewhere in between. But I don't expect anything. I don't expect them to sound that way. So these guys wouldn't bother lip syncing, except, of course, with the obvious exception of Paul Stanley.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a pride thing, though, too. I think sometimes if you're getting older and your voice is doing that, it's a pride thing. I mean, one of the things, and I'm about to get a lot of hate mail, I feel it. I've always wanted to see Elton John, but I don't want to see him now.
I still would want to see him. I just wouldn't want to pay $800 to do it.
Well, you'd have to pay a lot more than that.
Yeah.
To hear him not sing the way he used to hear him drop things a whole bunch of levels, to not sing the notes that you loved. I mean, he's not singing that way. He's an old gentleman. Mm-hmm. I love him. I wish I could have seen him even 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But right now, that's not Elton John the way I expect to hear him. And I know I'm going to be disappointed. So why would I do that?
I would love to have seen him around Rock of the Westies time.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
I would
That would have
love
been a good
that.
time,
Yes. But even 10 or 15 years ago, I would have been happy to see him. I couldn't afford it then. I can't afford it now.
The people are really divided about this. For example, the Who's going around on tour yet again. And I see I see a lot of comments about, artists charging absolutely stratospheric prices to see them as a shadow of their former selves. And I don't know. Maybe I go with tempered expectations, where just to see him at all is great. I mean, Chuck Berry was not exactly a ball of fire when I saw him. The Who, I mean, they were great, but they're obviously, they're older. They're older,
sure.
Yeah. But some people, it's like better just remember them as they are.
That's kind of what I think. I don't want to go watch Elton John have to take everything down and step it down and do partials and do medleys. He's better than that. I'll just listen to the albums and just love him and be grateful that he's still here with his family and enjoy all of those crazy notes and the crazy everything, instead of go there because I just want to see Elton, and he's 80 or something. I don't even know. Everyone's 80 apparently. Struggling to do the stuff that he loves to do. I'm glad he's able to do it, like the Phil Collins thing. It just breaks my heart. I just want to remember them doing what they wanted to do, and I'm glad they're going out the way they want to. I just don't know if it's as much about I have to do it because I love to play for a live crowd as it is I need the money.
Well, I think it's that they love it because some of them, well, I mean, who knows if Phil Collins needs the money or just wants more money. But some of them clearly don't, and they just do it because, like the Rolling Stones, honestly, they just do it because I think they love to do it. And they're a group that you can't say is really a shadow of their former selves.
I've heard that they sound the same. I mean, I love Mick Jagger, but he's not a world-class singer. He's good.
Yeah,
he's fine.
He
He's
can always
enjoyable.
manage to sound like Mick Jagger.
Yeah, he always sounds like, and Mick Jagger doesn't have to step it down. He's not. He's in great shape. He still can get out there and do his thing. I get that. Do your thing. But when you can't sing anymore, Joan Fogerty, he should have stopped a long time ago.
I have not heard him in a while. Last time I heard him, he was fantastic. I think it was at the White House, actually. I think it was during the Obama administration, which is some time ago. I think
you have tempered expectations. I do not.
I thought he sounded great then, but I don't know what he sounds like now. Yeah. No?
Wow. It ain't good. And that's okay. I probably won't sound good when I'm 80 either.
You never know.
So it's not easy, but I just, I know, I'm going to get hate mail. Go see Elton John. Go see anybody that you want to see. Go do it. And if you're cool with lip syncing, that's cool. And if you're cool with them stepping it down and them being a shadow of their former selves, do it. I just can't. It breaks my heart. So, but go see Phil Collins. I saw he's in it. It's sad, but he's in it. He is in it. I saw a lot of it, but I don't need him to be bounding around on stage, but it's just, he can't do anything he used to do. And it breaks my heart. I remember him as this little, fireball doing his thing with those vocals and just, commanding the stage and playing drums. And,
oh, man. Well, him on the drums,
And the fact that he can't, I'm glad his kid's there and all that stuff, but.
Yeah, one of a half a dozen at least rock star kids playing drums in their bands. Mm-hmm. It's very common.
It is. And, I think it's fantastic. And what an honor to get to play with your dad before he doesn't play anymore.
Yeah.
And to be able to sit in for him, a legend, just amazing. So, but that's a little bit about the lip syncing thing. And apparently we have lots of we had a lot of spirited conversation about it because we both feel strongly for and against it in different ways. And David is still soul searching over there. So we'll see how things land with the Who concert or whatever, if you continue to go. But I'll tell you right now, Porcupine Tree is coming.
Oh.
And to sit anywhere on the ground is thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yeah, no kidding. Because they come back. They came back.
Well, yeah, it's a comeback, I know.
Like 10 years, 12 years or something.
Wow.
They may never come back again. This is the one album, and they could be one and done. We don't know. Because Steven Wilson is solo, right? He does his solo, and Gavin is definitely holding his own. They're all kind of doing great on their own, but everyone's been waiting for this, so it's huge money. Bruce is going with a friend of ours, Steve, but it was not cheap. But it's they're not sitting on the ground. We're not made of money. They're sitting up high, and even that's a lot of money.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
So,
of course. And I will say,
Tool was a lot of
regarding
money.
Mr. Steven Wilson, I will never again refer to him as the guy with the boring name who remixes things, because Bruce made me a playlist of Steven Wilson and Porcupine Tree, and I was like, holy shit.
Aren't they? We knew you'd love them. We were talking about, they're so good. Steven Wilson's amazing. The music is gut-wrenching, and Porcupine Tree is the shit. And I was going to go. It's at the Greek, and I was like, ugh, just go with your friends. I'm okay not seeing them. I've seen Steven Wilson, so I'm okay. But for the diehard fans, you got to go see Porcupine Tree. And I'm glad you got turned on to them. There's a lot more bands that we want to turn you on to. There's so many. We're like, David hasn't heard that. We got to tell him about it. But that was one. So, yeah, Steven Wilson is brilliant and amazing. Beautiful voice, beautiful, just amazing composer.
And I realize he's not just a remixer, but he does a hell of a job with that. I heard I have his remix of Aqualung, but I also heard some of his recent Black Sabbath stuff. And I listened to it, was like, wow, this guy's like a sonic wizard and shit.
He really is. He gets it. He's just super incredibly talented. So anyway, well, I enjoyed that winging it. I hope you did too. I hope the folks did. The flock, the floaks, the flokes, the flock, the folks, the flock,
the flokes in the flock,
also known as the flokes, apparently. Well, now that we are done with this particular episode, that only leads for you to say,
let's fly this coop.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.